Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be ranking the top highest damage units in the All-Star Tower Defense based solely on their straight up DPS, guys. Alright, so let's get it popping off. Before we do though, let's go take a look at where, actually, you know what, let's just go through it and then we'll show you guys where Luffy Gear 5, alright, ranks on the highest damage unit list in All-Star Tower Defense. So let's get it going. Alright, so we're going to start off with number 11, guys. Highest DPS unit in the game, we got Zoro. Alright, here we go. Also, before we show you this, don't forget to subscribe. Help us reach 500k, and don't forget to use star code BLAM, B-L-A-M, whenever buying Robux or Premium. It's free and helps support the channel. Here we go. Alright, here we go, guys. Let's get it started. Alright, let's start off with number 11. Number 10, actually, on this list. I don't know why I said number 11. Number 10 on this list, we have Zoro. Alright, now Zoro's a pretty beastly character. Let's get the buff set up too while we're at it. Why not? Alright, there we go. Alright. So what makes Zoro special is, of course, he has one of the best stats effects in the game. He got bleed. So you can basically multiply his damage by 6. Because his SPA is pretty much the same. So here we go. Let's go upgrade him all the way to max. So if you upgrade him all the way to max, look at that, guys. 4.5 million damage. Of course, let's also take a look at these beautiful attack effects. Bang, bang. Look at that, guys. Looks sick. Dang, man. Dang. That's looking beautiful. Wait. Look at that 12 SPA, though. Oh, my gosh. Takes him forever to attack. But you can, be, like, multiplying that out, his DPS is actually insane. Let me see what his DPS is real quick. Wow. That is very high. Very high, guys. 2.2 million DPS. That's crazy. Crazy, guys, and that's just for one placement. If you place all 4, it only goes up to 4.8 million because like bleed doesn't stack. So then if you buff him, all right, there we go, it's gonna go all the way up to 15.7 million bleed, which is crazy good. All right, let's go check out number 9 on this list. We actually have Sasuke. Now Sasuke has another decent effect. We have Black Flames. Now Black Flames is decent, but I think technically speaking, actually we could check. Ooh, actually, yeah, I mean, it's close as to which one's better, but I think bleed in general is better. But the thing that makes Sasuke so good is he has some better like straight up DPS because he's a SPA of 8. So his SPA is only 8, and that makes his DPS actually pretty high, guys. 2.285. So actually only slightly more than Zoro's, but it is slightly more. All right, so we need to go get this buff set up. So let's get another Kisuke. There we go. And so with buff, he's doing 11.2 million Black Flames. That's enough to put him pretty high on this list, guys, at number 9. All right, so number 8, we actually have one of the newer units. Now, the nice thing about him is he does also hit airs. Also, he does have crits. Now, I did factor in his crit in the DPS, but if you take a look at his max stats, 32.9 for 9. But remember, you can only place one of him, so that kind of like lowers his DPS a little bit. But it definitely still is pretty high. Look at that, guys. 115 million damage for 9 SPA. That's crazy. And he also has some of the best effects as well in the game. Look at that, guys. Dude, they did a great job on those effects. All right, let's go check out the next unit. We have Infernal Enigma. Yes, guys. So this is going to be our first Rupture unit on the list. Rupture is another great attack. It's a lot like Black Flames and Bleed if they're combined. Also, one nice thing about him is he does hit airs as well, making him one of the best air damage units in the entire game. Pretty crazy, guys. Definitely a great unit to have. All right, so if we go use buff, there we go. He's gonna be doing 16.1 million damage for 9 SPA, and that actually makes his total DPS 2.98 million for one placement. Now the problem with him is you're gonna not really be able to max them all out because his price is actually very pricey at 3.25 million. Very, very pricey. All right, next up we have our boy Boros. Yes, guys, Boros is actually fairly low on this list at the number 6 highest DPS. Yeah, kind of a little bit worrisome that he's this low, but he's not too bad though. The one problem with him though is his insane price of like almost $20 million to place, but he does hit airs, which makes him, I think, yeah, he's actually the highest air DPS unit in the game still, which is crazy. Even higher than a lot of, yeah, the highest, pretty much the best air DPS unit in the game, which makes sense considering his price. And if we take a look at his max stats, guys, 2.85 million for 12 SPA. And the other nice thing about him is he has a pretty big AoE circle. Now I think Luffy's is bigger, but overall, guys, definitely one of the biggest AoEs in the game. Very great unit. All right, let's go take a look, guys, at number 6. But before we do need to take a look at the units like Gear 5 Luffy to see what his DPS is. So I actually have this spreadsheet of all the highest DPS units in the game. All right, and so if we actually go zoom on in, we can take a look, guys. Gear 5 Luffy is number 16. All right, number 1 is the name column, so you can't really count that. All right, and if we take a look at his DPS, guys, look at that. So his max level DPS is actually kind of low. Look at that, 4.1 million, and that's actually half as much as Guts' max level DPS. And yeah, so it's pretty good. Now the thing is, he actually is pretty high in the rankings for air units. He's in the top 10 for air units, but this also doesn't affect his nuke, guys. Now his nuke is actually the highest damaging attack in the game. So if we go take a look at my boy MTP's latest video. All right, so this guy got take a look at that, guys. 146 trillion damage, which is crazy. Make sure you guys go sub to his channel too. He's gonna release a video on how he did it, which is pretty insane. But take a look at that, guys. So that's pretty insane. And the reason it's able to be done is Luffy has that percentage nuke. And because of that percentage nuke, he's technically the highest damaging unit in the game. But for this list, we're not really counting the nukes. That's gonna be for a separate video, guys. All right, so look forward to that one. That's gonna be like the highest damage video. This is more the highest DPS video. But yeah, so also, guys, we have Poochie in the thumbnail as well. So Poochie is dropping next update. So comment down below, guys, what do you think Poochie's stats are gonna be? I know they're gonna be pretty insane. All right, here we go, guys. Let's go for number 5, guys. The 5th highest damaging unit in the game based on full DPS, counting everything and all full placements. So here we go, guys. We got Obito. Now, Obito is probably the oldest unit on this list. I'm actually like surprised he's still on here. Yeah, that's just how OP Black Flames is. Now, remember, it's going to be hard for you to max out all 8 unless you're running like double farms or something. So take that with a grain of salt there. But he does have some pretty insane DPS. So let's get it started with our boy Kisuke. All right, look at that, guys. 14.2. And look at that SPA, 5.4. That 5.4 SPA is a big reason why he's on this list. Because even without Black Flames, he actually might even still be on here. Like, he's literally that freaking good, man. Actually, yeah. He'd be pretty much, I think he actually still might be on here without the Black Flames. That's how insane he is. He reminds me a lot of Rimuru back in the day. F in the chat for Rimuru, who fell off the list because of all the nerfs. But yeah, let's take a look at those effects real quick. Bang, looking good, guys, looking good. Now the thing is, he's not even the best Black Flames unit in the game. Not even, guys. I'll show you guys that one a little later. But next up, we have the only World 3 unit. We have Hudron the Mystic. Now, Hudron the Mystic has some pretty insane DPS, but he's also very pricey as well. And the reason he has such a high DPS is we can actually factor in his Tide Pull attack too. And his Tide Pull attack is really good and has a fairly fast, like, look how fast it comes back. Like, it comes back really fast. So because of that, everything combined, he's really decent. The only problem with him is his range kind of sucks. So you're gonna really want to put like a blue orb, like a range orb on him or something. If you do put a range orb on him though, he's pretty good. Look at that, 50 range. You can get him up to maybe like 80 range, 90 range with the right units. All right, so his DPS is actually very high, guys, at 3.4 million for single place yeah, single placement. So that's actually really good. Dang, that's crazy good. That's for 8 placement level 1. Yeah, 8 placement level 1, you're at 3.4 million. All right, so next up we have a unit that everybody knows was gonna be on this list, guys. Let's be real. We have Sid the GOAT. Now Sid is a single placement, which kind of hurts. Also, his max DPS isn't even that high. Look at that. I guess it is once you buff him, but in the grand scheme of things, it's like what, 32.3 for 5, which is actually fairly good. That's 6 million DPS on its own. Plus you factor in bleed, you can basically multiply this by 6. So basically that's the equivalent of him doing like 180 million damage for like 5 SPA or something close to. So that brings his total DPS, guys, at level 1 to be 3.5 million, which is crazy good. Plus he, of course, guys, he has the all full like range nuke, and that alone technically would probably put him at the top of the list. But we couldn't count that in, guys, because it's kind of hard to calculate that total DPS considering it is a one-time use ability. That's another reason why we could include Tide Pool, because it comes back, so you can actually factor in the DPS. But him, it's a one-time thing, so it is what it is. All right, so next up we have Guts. Actually, no, we don't have Guts. What am I saying? We have Yami. Yeah, Yami's underrated, guys. He actually has more DPS than Sid. But the only problem with him having more DPS than Sid is look at his price. All right, in order for him to have more DPS than Sid, you're going to have to max out all 8. And that's going to cost you like, shucks, dude, like 20 million, 30 million. So that's going to be really hard to do. But he's really insane, though. I'm not going to lie. One of the most broken units. Look at that guy. 6 SPA, 14 million, and Black Flames. Totally busted OP. His DPS is 3.627 at level 1. All right, and then we have the best DPS unit in the game, guys. It's still Guts. Yes, sir, guys. It is still Guts. which is crazy to think about. But yeah, Guts has some pretty insane DPS as well. Look at that, guys, 12.25. Now the thing is, it'll be even higher if you stack him with Griffith's ability, but you know what, we can't really count that. So his DPS is actually 3.9, guys, 3.986928. That's crazy. So if you guys want this DPS list, I'm gonna have it linked down below in the comment section. All right, and so I'll just share the link with you guys, and you guys can go read it as whenever you want to. I have a couple people already watching it right now. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll catch you on the next one, man. Peace out, and don't forget to subscribe and check out this next video on your screen. Why not?